Welcome, everyone. My name is Zac Jones. I am an implementation consultant here at Prosymmetry. In this video, I'm going to be giving a quick introduction to our data synchronization option of Microsoft Excel import in Tempus. The Microsoft Excel import really gives users the ability to import data in bulk in an easy-to-use manner. And not only used to get your data in the first time, but can be used to make updates to your data, saving you time and energy. So in this video, I will be covering the following areas: the navigation to Excel import, the import logs, 6 core objects of Excel imports, templates, and at the end, I will walk through an example of an import and upload some data into Tempus. So let's go ahead and navigate to Tempus. So from the home screen, let's click on Admin Settings. Then in the middle of the screen, there's a green box that says Data Synchronization. And here we will see a history of imports at the bottom of the screen, which, if any imports were ran, would be listed with the type of import, when it was started, how long it ran, a summary of what was in the import, and its status. So clicking into any one of these records will show the user import logs. So let's go ahead and show you that really quick. You'll see that it'll give you a summary and kind of an import log of what was, if the job finished successfully. All right, coming back out, I'll navigate to Excel at the top here. So the Excel import functionality is broken out into 6 core objects that you'll see across the top here that are captured and managed by Tempus Resource. So Excel import allows users to import attributes, resources, projects, assignments, admin time, and skills data at different points in the system configuration process. So for initial data loads, the first 4 areas are utilized the most often. So in order to ensure the data needing to be imported is uploaded correctly, there is an order to follow when uploading the data via Excel. And this only really applies to the first time data is loaded into the system. So first, attributes for projects and resources and assignments. So to give you an example of what a project attribute would be, something like priority, or which program a specific project falls into. In other words, you need a shell before you can load data into it. Second would be resources. And then third, projects can be uploaded. So this can be like a list of projects or a list of resources that you have or people. Then, so the attributes need to be uploaded first so that the resources and projects can be assigned to those attributes. And then lastly, the assignments will be uploaded. And that way the assignments can be applied to those projects and resources already in the system. For instance, you cannot upload an assignment or someone onto a project that's not already in Tempus. This is why order matters. So let me put it another way. The reason why the order is needed is because as part of the importation process, Tempus will check to see if existing projects, resources, or other objects with the same name already exist. If the objects of the same type have the same name, the importation process will pause and ask for feedback on whether to overwrite the existing object in Tempus, merge with it, or to keep the existing object in Tempus. You will also notice that each import option under Excel import is accessible under their respective tabs, and each import option includes a sample Excel file or template. So you can navigate to any one of these, and there is a link here to a template. So the data to be imported must adhere to the structure of the sample Excel file. And on each of these templates, there are instructions that can be found that details which fields are required and which ones are optional. So let's pull an example of one template. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this link, download that file, open it up. So here you will see a sample file with green column headers, which signify that they're required. Yellow are optional user-defined columns, and blue are optional custom attribute columns. So these are actually what you can create in Tempus yourself through that first initial attribute upload. So I will note that if you created a project attribute and it's marked is required in that first file, in your first import, you will need to have each attribute listed in that respective column in your projects import. So if in that first attribute import you had project priority as a project attribute that you imported, you need to make sure that all of these are listed because you're marking it as is required. So once you complete the import template, the required fields, make sure that the template is in the first tab of the file. Next, what you would do is make sure all the formatting and you follow the instructions. Then you'd go back to Tempus, you'd click Choose File, and then you'd select which file, or you'd drag the file onto the page, and then you'd click Synchronize. And if you're updating data, you will need to click a Resolve button midway through the import to resolve any conflicts and choose your import behavior, which is normally merge. Okay, now let's walk through a quick example of a project import since we have this one up. And so I'll do this sort of scratch quickly to give you an idea of the process. And first I want to address this project ID. So project ID, if you read the instructions, you'll see project ID is actually in green. So it says this value is only required if you have configured Tempus to use project ID as the primary key or unique identifier for the project import. So in this case, I haven't configured it that way. By default, it's not. So that's why it's yellow. And then these are the required fields that I need. So I'm also going to delete all of these fields because they're not required. And then I'm actually only going to import one project here. And let's call it Artemis, 110. And let's give it a January 1st start date, and end date is August 5th. But let's say I do have a couple custom attributes for this project that I want to import as well. And so let's say I know the portfolio. And then let's say it's in the operations portfolio. And then I want to know, okay, what phase is this in? So I'm going to put current phase. So these are attributes that are already in Tempus. So this would classify as that like blue column, right? And the current phase, I already have these in there. Let's just say it's at phase 1 right now. So I'm going to go ahead and save this file. Go ahead and minimize it. I'm going to go back to Tempus and say choose file. I'm going to pick that projects and open it. And once it's opened, you'll synchronize it. And this will kind of give you that import log. And then it'll pop up here a summary of the job finished successfully. I'll come back out here to the home page and I'll go look in my projects, look at the bottom for Artemis 110. And you'll see that start and end date. If you go over to attributes, you'll also be able to scroll down and you'll see that portfolio is operations that I put, and the current phase is phase 1. So this has just been an introduction to the Excel import option. If you need more in-depth information, there is actually another video on our Tempus University that does give a deep dive into this functionality. We'll try to have that link below in this video. Or you can visit our Tempus Help Center by clicking on the question mark icon at the top right of your screen. And also feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.